Help Systems is a software company that specializes in 3 areas: security, business intelligence, and automated operations. It has 15 offices around the world, 300 plus employees, 60 products, $110 million in revenue with 50,000 installations around the world. So our customers can be as small as, let's say, a Cub Foods, or it can be as large as HSBC, Bank of America, or Cargill. I think the company just evolved as it was going to. A growing company, almost the needs presented themselves. So I think I always had a creative flair, and the CEO at the time was a great mentor to me, and he was the technical head of the company, and I really had a strong interest in sales and marketing. So every time we would have an idea, he would say, yeah, go ahead and do it, go ahead and do it. And in a growing company, a lot of the positions like a technical writer, a marketing director, let's develop a support team, let's create an international office. They were not planned out, they just kind of happened. And so it was a lot of trial and error, and we always would joke to say, wow, tomorrow, once we get this done, it's gonna be easy. Life is gonna get easy once we get that done. And what we realized that it never, ever is easy. Running a software company, probably running any growing business, is never easy. When I became CEO, we were $20 million in revenue, and I ran the company for 5 years with 3 other owners. So there were 4 original owners of the company, 3 ex-Arthur Andersen guys, and then myself. When we decided to sell, the 3 other owners were all in their 60s, and I said I would stay on and continue to run the company. But secretly in my mind, I was thinking, I'm never going to have it as great as I have it today. So I thought, okay, I'll try it with a private equity group, but I've heard bad things about private equity, and I'm not sure that I'm going to like it. So the 3 other owners retired, and then I stayed on. We were bought by a company called Summit Partners, who's a private equity group out of Boston. And it was such a great experience being part of a private equity group, because it opened a world that I didn't know a lot about. We had opened the door to acquiring companies, and so we would go in, look at all these companies and see if it was a fit for adding on, not only growing organically at Help, but adding on revenue through buying another company. And then we ended up selling the company to another private equity group after 2.5 years, because the markets were just perfect. So that was my first taste of private equity, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to do this again, but I'll get the company sold. And then another private equity group called Audix Partners purchased Help Systems, but they wanted to aggressively grow Help Systems through acquisition. So for the next probably 2 to 3 years, we identified different companies that would be a fit, whether it was because they existed in security or business intelligence, or they were part of automated operations. We identified probably 100 to 200 different companies. We ended up completing 7 acquisitions under the 4 years that Audix owned Help Systems, and then Summit Partners came knocking on our door again and said, hey, our work isn't done here, we want to buy Help again. So they ended up buying Help Systems for a second time, the only company in Summit's portfolio they have ever bought twice. So that was a big compliment. Again, my management team was still in place. The only changes were really new people that I had added, a very great, loyal management team. Summit Partners then owned us for 2.5 years. And then we put the company for sale again, and this was just last fall. And the company didn't sell because I wasn't willing to commit to go another turn. The thing I'm the most proud of is the culture that we've created. The average tenure at Help Systems is 10.5 years, and we have employees when they come here is really for a lifetime of employment. We did this by intentional committees. The first one was a fun committee, and they created fun in the workplace. So that was literally 3 events every month that they were responsible for creating, and it was a big range of events. So it could have been, we did a wiener cart on Wednesdays, and we gave all the money back to charity. When the executives were away, they would do a Cats Away week. The other thing that we did was create a Good Neighbor Committee, which was we would define 3 different charities every year that we would give back to. So a percentage of our profits would be given back to local charities. And then we had a group that actually, we gave the employees a day off every year where they could go and do service work out in the community. And then we really were hands-on with that, whether it was Habitat for Humanity, whether it was Treehouse, where we were making the meals once a month. But that was a key piece, I think, to give back to the community. And then the third was health and fitness. So we would bring in, we would have a health week. Every year we would bring yoga instructors in, we would do kettlebells, we would bring nutritionists to come in and talk. We gave everybody Fitbits where we would have competition for keeping the number of steps and do contests around that. I retired at the end of the year because I needed to do a transition plan to get a new CEO that would take the company to the next level with a new private equity group. I've realized that. I think I am extremely high type A and need another challenge in front of me for sure. In the meantime, I've been traveling a lot. I have taken on some causes, just enjoying a lot of exercise time and some Janet time, which I'm not that comfortable with. So I think I will be back at it shortly.